So as promised, here's the more challenging version of a value study, working on a tricolor dog, where we've got different fur colors, different tones. And what's particularly difficult about this one is that it is shot with flash photography or some sort of severe head-on lighting. And that makes it really difficult to see where the shadows are. In the portrait I did from this, I had to make some of those shadows up, but I still have to pay a lot of attention to what's actually there. So the painting I want to do from this has a bit more headroom. Nobody likes having their dog's head cut off when they're doing a portrait. So first things first, I want to get the sketch in here, and I'll start with yellow because that's easy to go over. Look for the roughest shapes first. Know that my dog is sitting within a rectangle like this. Comes real close to the edges, in fact, almost actually hitting the edge down here. And we've got some angles here. If that's halfway, that's a quarter of the way, then we're hitting right between those two. Similar on the other side, though it actually comes down to halfway. Center line of the face, between the eyes, the nose, the tongue. It's almost vertical, but not quite. A little bit of an angle there. Consequently, so are the eyes. Bondi has an almost humorously simple outline here. Oh, that's nice and all, but it's not going to be very helpful. So let's get some of these other features in. Where's our tongue? Where does the tongue get to? And bottom of the nose, almost exactly halfway. Smile comes up all the way to the top of the nose. That's looking too big. I think that's going to come back more like that. Those eyes are too low down. Let's move them up. That's why I use yellow. And we've got foley ears coming in, ending about there. And these shapes, sort of almost bow tie behind Bondi's muzzle. That's going to come just above the smile, about where the ears are. Down a nice big curve here. And we've got some shadow cast by the collar. There. And these areas here are a little darker than this fluff, which is standing out. So I'll keep that in mind. But this is a mess, so let's tidy that up with some gray. So there's the features. And something you can already see me kind of mixing up here is the difference between darkness caused by fur color and darkness caused by shadow. So this, for example, this is a color block that's caused by fur color. But this one down here, these are color differences caused by shadow. I'll need both. So when I squint at an image, at a two-dimensional image like this, I'm going to see lights and darks that are both from fur and not from fur, and it doesn't super matter which is which. So let's get squinting. When I squint at this image, I see a pattern of dark, and it looks like this. And that's it. That's all the darks. So my next job then is to color in everything that's not white. Yep, can't forget the tongue. This has revealed a couple extra shadows to me. So even there, that's a value map of this dog. And you'll notice some things are very conspicuously missing. For example, where are the eyebrows? This is an Australian Shepherd. Where are her dots? Well, when I squint, those dots are not that much lighter. My brain knows they're lighter because the fur is lighter, but both the dots and the fur beside are in shadow. And so it's more important that the shadow comes through than the dots. I'm also way more at risk of not being able to figure out the shadows than I am of not being able to figure out the dots. Most people are going to notice that there's dots there, but only a reasonably experienced artist is going to notice that there's a shadow there. If I was to add one more gray, that's when those would become visible. So let's try that out. And just for curiosity, let's see what that looks like on a grayscale. Looks a little lighter. Now it looks darker. I think those dots are about this value. And the fur behind is about here. So they're super close. Yeah. So let's see if these felts will just give me some more dark with the same felt. I didn't even use a different color, and already it looks like about the right difference. And if I wanted to make this really dramatic, I could give it a dark background. I hope that was helpful in finding some values in a dog that's got multiple different fur colors. And next time we'll go even deeper with that, with some patterns in fur that's like overlapping spots and stripes. But it's basically the same stuff, looking for values, blocking stuff out. If you find these helpful, I'd love to hear from you, and I will see you next time. Bye.